Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Scyther. We're going to be taking a look at his movesets, his key matchups, his main counters, and how we can optimize the best way to put him into our team of 6. Before all that, I would like to thank everyone who supports me on Patreon. Today's video is going to be dedicated to Angela. Thank you so much for all your support. Now if you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all PvP and Silph Arena content. Now on to the video. Scyther seems to play a very multi-role in the Jungle Cup meta. It has both flying and bug typing, which means he will have a 4 times resistance to fighting moves and grass moves. And with access to both types of moves, he will be a very viable Pokemon to have in your team. Scyther has 3 specific fast moves. Number 1 being Fury Cutter, number 2 being Air Slash, and number 3 being Steel Wing. Now Steel Wing is his legacy fast move, but probably the most useless in the Jungle Cup. Now we know Steel Wing is useless, so now we're going to be left with Fury Cutter and Air Slash. Personally, they're both really good, but I personally would choose Air Slash to use on Scyther. It will make him more of a flyer, which will have more damage against the other bug type Pokemon. Plus, I find flying to be more of a necessity inside of this Jungle Cup. So I'm going to end up sticking with Air Slash. Now that we've figured out his fast moves, let's move on to the charge moves. Scyther will have access to Aerial Ace, X-Scissor, Bug Buzz, and Night Slash. Now we already said flying is the most important, so we're 100% going to be using Aerial Ace. Now let's figure out the second charge move. We're left with Night Slash, X-Scissor, and Bug Buzz. X-Scissor is going to have the lowest required energy to pull off. Plus, it's a bug move, so you're going to get a lot of coverage within those 2 charge moves. Bug Buzz is another bug move, but it just doesn't charge as fast, so I find X-Scissor to be better. Night Slash, it's just not necessary. Scyther's key matchups are going to be going up against the other bug type. Due to him having a flying typing, this is going to give him an advantage against those other bugs. This is going to include Venomoth, Beedrill, Vespiquen, and one of Vigoroth's main counters, Heracross. Now the Pokemon you want to be careful for, because remember Scyther is a flying type, is going to be the electric types. That's going to include the rock boys like Graveler and Golem, or the steel boys like the Magneton family, or of course Raichu or the Alolan Raichu. The second you're put inside of your situation where you have your Scyther versus one of those electric types, just get out of there because they're just going to J-farm you. Now remember, he's not only a flying type, he's also a bug type, which means the other flyers are going to be able to counter you. This is going to include Noctowl or Pidgeot. These guys are going to be able to counter you because you are also a bug type Pokemon. Now when using Scyther on your team of 6, he goes well because he can be acting as a second flying type. Now you can use this with Noctowl or Pidgeot. Personally, I'm going to be using it with Noctowl if I decide to use Scyther. But when using him in your team of 3, that's when it gets a little bit different. You want to be able to cover the flyers, which means I would have my own electric type. So that means I would have my Scyther, then an electric type. I'll probably go with a Alolan Raichu. And then you also have to counter the electric types themselves. So you have your own electric against their electric, and I would also run a Vigoroth. So Vigoroth will be able to counter the electric types, we have our electric type to be able to counter the flyers, and then we also have our Scyther to be able to take care of those other bug type Pokemon, or the grass. This is also you can cover your bases. But let's go into some battles and let's see how well we do. So now we're going into round 1 and we're going to be starting off with our Alolan Raichu, and he's going to be leading off with his Noctowl. So we are going to be having a positive lead here. The only thing we have to be careful for is the Nightshade, but he decides to switch out and bring in his Venusaur. We're going to try to switch up out of there and we're bringing in our Scyther. We know with those many Vine Whips it is going to be a Frenzy Plant, and Frenzy Plant's not going to do too much damage to us, so we're not wasting our shields here. So we're going to be going in with the X-Scissor, and we're going to try to get this off before they can pull off another Frenzy Plant. So here we're going to be using our X-Scissor, and we're going to be hoping to, yep, we get it off without a shield. And now we're going to be going in, and we're going to keep using our fast moves, and now we're going to be using a Frenzy Plant, and we're like, this, you know what, it might be a Sludge Bomb, so we're going to shield here. Yep, and it's exactly what happened. Now we're going to be going in with more of our fast moves, and then we're going to be trying to get a little bit more energy, and then pull off another X Scissor, because we knew that he used all his energy trying to pull off that Sludge Bomb. Now the Venusaur goes down, and we still have enough energy to pull off another charge move. We're going to be using our Aerial Ace, but remember, Noctowl is going to be super effective against us, so we're going to just try to do as much damage as we can right before we actually go down, but we're not going to be able to pull off another charge move. There's no way. But remember, we do have our Alolan Raichu with a charge move ready. So here we're going to let it go because we know Sky Attack is not going to do too much damage to us, and then we're going to try to use a Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch, we're going to either force a shield here, or we're going to basically take down that Noctowl. Here, we forced the shield, but remember we did have excess energy, and now he's going to be bringing in his Vigoroth, and we're like, okay, you know what, we're going to go straight for a Wild Charge, and here we know that this Wild Charge is going to do some decent damage, and there you go. You see that right there, the Vigoroth's already in the red. We're going to keep him with the fast moves, try and get to a Thunder Punch, and we're like, okay, no, we're not getting to that. We're not going to get to it. We're like, okay, that's fine, and now we're going to be using, we're not going to be using our shield, and we're coming in with our own Vigoroth and one counter. And we still have a shield, and he also has a shield, and we're like, okay, this is awesome. We're gonna get to Body Slam. No, we're not gonna get to Body Slam. He's gonna use a Sky Attack. So we're gonna use our shield here because we know we already have a Body Slam, and we're gonna be able to get to another Body Slam before that he gets to another Sky Attack. So here's the Body Slam, here's the shield, and now we're gonna try to get as much energy as we can to get to that next Body Slam. As we saw here, we got to the Body Slam before they were able to get to the Sky Attack, and that is going to be the end of round 1. And now we're going to be going into round 2. This is going to be a little bit different. We're going to decide to actually start off with our Vigoroth, and he's going to be starting off with his Beedrill. And we know like this is a little bit of a losing matchup for us. It's a little bit equal, but I think Beedrill has a little bit more of the advantage. So now we're going to go in and try to do a Body Slam, but the Beedrill is going to get to his X Scissor faster. Now we're going to pull off our Body Slam, and we're like, let's just hope for the best here. Because this matchup it's very situational. But now we got the shield, and once we got the shield, we're going to get out of here right away. We're going to bring in our Lantern, because now we know Lantern's going to do pretty decent to that Beedrill. And then he switches out of there, and I'm like, okay, Raichu. I'm like, interesting. So now we're going to be pulling off a Thunderbolt, and Thunderbolt's going to do some decent damage regardless of the typings. And we got the shield. So now we're going with the Water Guns, and we're like, you know what, we're doing okay here. I don't think we shield here. No, we do not. And we're like, we can take this Thunder Punch, no problem. And now we're going to try to get to another Thunderbolt. We're trying. Will we get to it, or is he going to get to another charge move? He's going to get to another charge move, but this time we are going to use a shield because we know we can get to that Thunderbolt again and either force the shield or take down that Raichu. So now we're going to be using our Thunderbolt, and do we get it off? We get it off. That Raichu's going to go down. We're going to keep trying to do is get as much energy as we can. We're going to see what he's going to come back in with. And we're just waiting out. He's waiting out the switch clock. He's being very smart. He's waiting for the switch clock before he brings in his next Pokemon. He brings in a Vigoroth, and we're like, okay, yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to get to this Thunderbolt. But this is the mistake that he made right here. He ended up using a Body Slam, while instead he should have just J-farmed us, and then when we brought in the next Pokemon, just go off from there. So now we're like, okay, what are we gonna do here? How are we gonna pull this off? So now we're gonna be doing it in our Vigoroth, and we're like, okay, we can do this. We can do this, but no problem. He switches out of there and brings in his Beedrill, and I'm like, wow, okay, interesting. So here we're gonna shield, and then we're using our Body Slam. Our Body Slam should be able to take out this Beedrill. Nope, it does not take out the Beedrill, and we're like, oh no, can we get him down? Can we get that Beedrill down? We do not get that Beedrill down. With about 1 HP left, he's able to pull off his X Scissor and take down our Vigoroth. Now, we're going to bring in our Scyther, and that's going to instantaneously take down that Beedrill, and it's going to be a Scyther versus a Vigoroth. And we're like, okay, now that Vigoroth has some energy, and we're like, okay, this is a little bit scary. Are we going to be able to get this Vigoroth down? We're going to pull off an X Scissor. Is X Scissor going to be enough? We're going to see here. It's not enough. Is it enough? Oh, yeah, perfect. With one more fast move, we're able to take down that Vigoroth, and that is going to be the end of round 2. Now we're going to be going into round 3, and we're going to be leading in with our Noctowl, and he's going to be leading off with his Vigoroth. And we're like, that's a pretty equal matchup. Most of the time, Vigoroth will actually win, but Noctowl still pulls up a good fight, so it's not really worth the switch to try to get switch locked, and then we become a whole other issue. So we're like, okay, what? We're going to eat the Body Slam, and now we're going to try to get into the Sky Attack. We're going to hit him with the Sky Attack here, and we're either going to be hopefully getting a shield or doing some decent damage to that Vigoroth. Then there you go, we just got some decent damage to that Vigoroth. We're going to be keep going in with those wing attacks, and we're trying to get to that next Sky Attack, and now we're like, you know what? We're going to shield here, because now we know that Vigoroth's going to go down. We're going to try to get to the Sky Attack, and now we are either going to force a shield, or we are going to take down that Vigoroth. And now we're ready. No matter what he does here, we're going to switch up out of here, and we're going to bring in our Scyther, and Scyther's going to be able to almost take down that Vigoroth, but he switched out of there so quick, and we have our X-Scissor ready for that Raichu. And as you can see here, X-Scissor did some decent damage against that Raichu. We're trying to get to another X-Scissor, and we get to it. We're like, wow, that was amazing. I think he was trying to farm us a little bit, but it didn't work out. So now we're going to be shielding here because we know he's probably going to be going in with a Wild Charge. But does he bait us? He baits us with a Thunder Punch. We're like, wow, okay. And as you can see here, this is an issue, right? You saw that. We have the 20% battery left, and we're like, wow, that just ruined us. Okay, cool. So now he's going to pull off a Thunder Punch, and that's going to be the end of our Scyther. So we're like, wow, I guess we just lost this match. So we're going to bring in our Alolan Raichu, and we're like, can we get to this Thunder Punch? We get to the Thunder Punch. We're like, what? How did we get to this Thunder Punch? We end up taking down that Raichu. He had that excess energy. I'm surprised he didn't use his charge move. But we take down that also his Vigoroth, and what's going to be left is going to be his Noctowl. And with shields down, even with the battery percentage, we're going to get to that Wild Charge, and we're going to one-shot that Noctowl. And that is going to be the end of round 3. As we can see, Scyther did really well in this team for us with his flying and bug coverage. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.